Hello everyone, hope you're doing good and welcome to today's workshop on machine learning which is held by Coding Club. And myself, my name is Rateja. I am studying CSC Artificial Intelligence in Parallel University. First of all, today's table of contents, and these are all the topics that we can cover in this session. First of all, from our bucket list, our top one is evolution of machines. As you know, we are living in an era of world with humans and machines. Generally, humans can understand something by their past experience. Just like that, era of machines had begun. Usually, machines do things based on the way you programmed it. Just like a calculator do something just like the way you programmed it. Other than that, it do nothing. Just imagine, what if machines started learning on their own? This is how machine learning started to come to surface. You're probably wondering, what is a machine learning? Here is a small definition. Machine learning is a subset of AI. It mainly focuses on designing of system, thereby allowing them to learn and make predictions based on some experience. This experience is also known as data in case of machines. Machine learning is the core of many futuristic technological advancements in our world. As you can see, various machine learning like voice assistant, self-driving cars, AI robots and many more. Machine learning enables a feature in computers that a computer can make decisions based on the data without being explicitly programmed. How does machine learning works? A machine learning model works on firstly finding the patterns in data and use those patterns to predict the future. This machine learning needs to learn, and the learning requires identifying the patterns, recognizing the patterns when you see them again, and this is how machine learning works. For example, detecting credit card frauds, facial recognition, and many more. For next topic, many of you know AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Have you ever wondered what is the difference between these three? Let me explain. Firstly, deep learning. I'll always go with the core part, okay? And deep learning. Deep learning is a machine learning technique that constructs artificial neural network to mimic the structure and function of human brain. Just like a human brain, these nodes works as a function. The work is defined and divided into a function and solved step by step from these hidden layers. That means if you give a work as an input layer, and the hidden layers will take it as a functions and sort it out and gives the output to the one node. This is how deep learning works. Nextly, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the ability of computers or computers controlled by robots to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings. In simple words, I can call a artificial intelligence as machine learning model that can mimic a humans. And also machine learning is completed. So next topic, applications of machine learning. Here are some of the applications of machine learning. First of all, what do you mean by applications? That means after learning machine learning, what are the things you can do in our day-to-day life? Here are some examples. Automatic language transition, medical diagnosis, stock market trading, online fraud detection, virtual personal assistant, email spam and malware filtering, self-driving car, production recommendations, traffic predictions, self-recognition, image recognition. These are some basic applications of machine learning. And next, the career opportunities in machine learning. That means what do you become with and some other tasks while learning machine learning. That means with machine learning, what you become. First one, data engineer / architect. That means you become a data engineer or a software developer or a machine learning engineer or a data scientist, just like me. And next, roadmap for machine learning. This is the roadmap for machine learning. First of all, these are all the basics, getting familiar with fundamental theories, just like standard deviation, linear algebra, statistics, probability. And second step, understanding machine learning algorithms. These are algorithms just like linear regression, logistic regression, vector machines, clustering, association, etc. And then selecting machine learning basis, just like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, classification, recognition, imitating. After that, we can learn the libraries of machine learning. That means scikit-learn, Theano, TensorFlow, PyTorch, etc. And last step, getting your hands dirty with projects. That means if you started projects on machine learning, no one will stop you. And I can see your faces from that. I mean, that just like who are afraid of mathematics? Oh no. Just one thing, without mathematics, you can't become anything in CS industry. That means mathematics is everywhere in CS. And are you the student who hates maths? Just telling my friend, maths is just like an antidoteless virus. It won't let you go. If you are a CS student, better start learning maths from now. It's never been late for learning everything. And make them virus as your friend. And hope you learn mathematics from now. And next up, we can start our main topics like types of machine learning. Speaking of virus, it looks like a coronavirus, right? Don't worry, I can elaborate this diagram into parts and parts. From this, we have three types of machine learning. First one is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforced learning. First one, we start from supervised learning. Supervised learning is just like a basic definition. Basically, supervised learning is when we teach or train the machine using the data that is well labeled, which means some data is already tagged with the correct answer. That means, for example, here are the labeled data that we give to the machine as when we train. The machine will analyze it and find the patterns. And we give an input which is not labeled, and it takes the input and finds the patterns and thinks, yay, it's an apple. It is how supervised learning works. And there are also types in supervised learning: classification, regression. Firstly, classification. Machine learning classification refers to predictive modeling problem where a class label is predicted for a given example of input data. That means here we give three data, which is orange data, green data, and blue data. The machine will classify three data and draw a line from these three and divide these three data into classes. That means class of orange class, and class of green color, and class of blue color. Just like that, the regression. Regression is a supervised machine learning technique which is used to predict continuous values. The ultimate goal of regression algorithm is to plot the best fit line or best fit curve. Don't worry, I can explain the best fit line or curve. Here, this is the best fit line. That means we use this line to predict the future output. That means here are some input and output data. We can cast this in the graph and draw a best fit line, and as this line goes forward, we can predict the future from these points. This is how regression works, and this is the difference between classification and regression. Classification works on dividing the data into classes. Meanwhile, the regression works on defining a best fit line and predicting the future. This is the example, basic example. For example, I give a machine these 6 inputs. This is a duck, this is a duck, and this is definitely not a duck, and a duck, not duck, not duck. This data is given while learning the machine, teaching the machine. The machine will analyze with supervised learning, and if we give an input just like this, and the model will predict the output, and it is a duck. That means the machine predicts the output and gives the correct answer. Advantages. There are many advantages while using the supervised learning. just like collecting the data and analyzing and labeling the data, which is very easy to understand by the machine. Meanwhile, the disadvantages, if you have many data, if you have many data to label, that means it is a huge work to label the data, which takes a long time, and this is the only disadvantage of supervised learning. Sorry. And this is the basic disadvantage and only disadvantage of supervised learning. And next up, unsupervised learning. The basic definition: unsupervised learning is a training of machine learning using information that neither classified nor labeled and allowing them to act that information without guidance. Let me give a small example. Here, the computer is asking a human that are these apples or tomatoes. Simply the human will say no. That means in unsupervised learning, we provide unlabeled data and the machine needs to figure out what is what. And there are types of unsupervised learning. From them, mainly there are two types: clustering and association. First up, clustering. Clustering is an unsupervised machine learning method of identifying and grouping similar data points in large datasets without concern for the specific outcome. Clustering, sometimes called cluster analysis, is usually used to classify data into structures that are more easily understood and manipulated. That means here these are unlabeled data that we are provided to the computer. From the computer, it uses the unsupervised learning techniques and find the patterns and divide these into clusters. Same as association. Association rule learning is a kind of unsupervised learning technique that tests for reliance of one data element on other data element and designed appropriately so that it can be more cost effective. For example, if you went to a store and buys a watermelon, that means you also need a glass to extract water from it. 1, 2, 3. The logo will go down from now. Same like association. Association rule is kind of unsupervised learning technique that tests for reliance of one data element on other data element and designed appropriately so that it can be more cost effective. For example, you went to a supermarket and you buy piece of bread and tomatoes and some broccoli. Then the machine which is programmed in the supermarket will think that you are trying to make a sandwich, and it also gives some suggestions on buying some cheese so that you can make a sandwich. This is called association. Let me give you a small basic example. You created a machine learning model using association technique for customers to ease their shopping. For example, if customer wants to buy one shoe, not one pair, just one shoe, he can also buy another shoe that is same like that. It is a type of association. Difference between clustering and association is just like clustering is like dividing the data elements into clusters of some data. That means here, for example, these data will be divided into clusters like green people, red people, blue people and yellow people. Meanwhile, association, if people wants to buy X, then he may also buy Y. This is the difference between clustering and association. The logo will go down from now. And next up, reinforced learning. Generally, reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning that involves an agent learning to make decision by interacting with environment. In just simple words, we give a task to the machine. If the machine do the task perfectly, we give a positive reward. Or else, if the machine do anything wrong, we can give the negative reward. This is how reinforcement learning works. The pros of reinforcement learning is, the advantages, okay? Flexibility. You can flexible to any task it can do. Adaptability. It can adapt to the task that what he is doing. Autonomous learning. It don't need any other extensional stuff other than the rewards. Exploration. It explores the data which is given to it. And performance. It performs well other than the other two learnings, just like supervised and unsupervised. We can see these type of robots in our real life, just like SpaceX companies or in Iron Man 2 movies, etc. These robots are made by reinforcement learning. As you probably being confused, right? I mean, how to remember supervised, unsupervised reinforcement? Let me give you a small example that is not related to the subject, but it is better for understanding. Okay. Firstly, supervised learning. We treat a child, that means we can say a child that does. And next up, the tools which are used in machine learning. There are many tools, but mainly we can discuss some of these. Firstly, the machine learning programming languages. There are two main programming languages which we use in machine learning. First one is Python. It is a high-level programming language. It is widely used in machine learning community due to its ease of use, flexibility, and intensive library support. With libraries such as NumPy, Pandas, and scikit-learn, Python provides a comprehensive ecosystem for machine learning tasks, including data pre-processing, feature engineering, model training, and evaluation. In general, we use Python for coding in the machine learning models. And then we have RStudio. RStudio is a programming language that is commonly used in data science and machine learning applications. RStudio provides a range of tools for data analysis, visualization, and modeling, including many popular machine learning libraries such as Caret, Random Forest, and XGBoost. In general, RStudio is for usage of statistics and mathematical stuff. And next up, data analysis and visualization tools. These are the main tools which we can use for pointing out the patterns in data. Firstly, we have Pandas. It is a powerful Python library that is widely used in machine learning for data pre-processing and feature engineering. Its data structures, including series and data frame, allow for efficient manipulation of large datasets, enabling tasks such as data cleaning, normalization, and transformation. And next up, we have Tableau. It is a powerful data visualization tool that can be used to explore, analyze, and communicate the result of machine learning models. With Tableau, developers can easily connect to various data sources, including those used in machine learning, and create interactive visualizations and dashboards. And next up, we have general frameworks for machine learning. These are the frameworks we can use for training the machine learning model. First up, we have NumPy. It is a fundamental Python library for scientific computing that is widely used in machine learning. Its powerful n-dimensional array objects and broadcasting capabilities allow for efficient handling and manipulation of large datasets, making it an essential tool for data pre-processing and feature engineering. And second one, we have scikit-learn. It is a popular machine learning library for Python that builds on top of NumPy and provides a range of tools for data mining, classification, and regression. It includes various algorithms for model selection and evaluation, such as cross-validation and grid search, and also provides a whole range of data pre-processing and feature selection models. And next up, machine learning framework for neural networks. These frameworks are used generally for training of neural networks. Firstly, we have PyTorch. PyTorch is an open source machine learning library developed by Facebook that is based on Torch library. PyTorch is known for its ease of use and flexibility and is often used for natural language processing, its classification, and more. And secondly, TensorFlow. It is also an open source machine learning framework developed by Google that allows developers to build and train neural networks for a variety of tasks, including image recognition, NLP, and more. As you're probably wondering, what is the future of machine learning? From machine learning, we have many uses, like we can include it in robotics and also healthcare, advanced education, weather report, agriculture help, smart cities, and so on. Thank you guys very much for listening all this stuff, and I hope you learned something from this workshop, and you will get another workshops like data analyst, data scientist, and many other things related to machine learning in further more years as you pass. Okay, thank you.